What's up, my PT peeps? Brian back to talk about The Walking Dead Season 7, spoilers, review, recap, discussion, just general conversation about the episode in general. Spoilers ahead. If you haven't seen the episode, stop watching now. Spoilers ahead. We're going to talk about the episode. So, basically, I thought it was a good episode, not a great episode for a couple of different reasons, but the day will come when you won't be. I don't know who said that line in the episode. That's the title of the episode, but also usually they say that in the episode title as a line in it. I didn't see who it was. I got to watch it again. I missed it. If you know, let us know. But, the big thing was Abe getting taken out first, and it was an epic fashion, and what it will be, what won't be. We saw at the very end, what will never happen now. And did you catch a couple of those things on there? We'll talk about at the end. But Abe, suck my nuts, going out like Abe. I love it. I hate it, but I love it. Glenn looking terrible. It was tough to watch, and definitely between the two deaths, Glenn way overpowered Abraham's, and that's a shame for Abraham, so he didn't really get the justice of the iconic death because it happened. You thought he was safe. Glenn's going to make it out. Oh my God, they're not going to do it. But, they mixed it up. So the Abraham death I thought was good, but, just for his line. But did you notice the peace sign that he was giving to Sasha? That he knew his time was up. His ticket was punched, and he was out of there. Negan shows the bat to all people, Rosita. What the hell? What is that? Daryl gets pissed, which I can understand their logic of that. Something has to happen here for the proceed the storyline, because the lineup would have been over. It would have been done. He punches him with his right arm, by the way. He got shot in his right arm. How you gonna throw a punch? You can't. He looking like death. He gets up, adrenaline rush, whatever, And trust me, I'm a Daryl fan, but it kind of doesn't make sense. He got shot right in the right arm. You're not gonna be able to throw a punch, especially like that. And then what the hell are you doing? So people love Daryl unconditionally. Daryl had 57%. It was not his fault, but it's clearly his damn fault. If he doesn't do that, the lineup is over. Abraham is the only one that dies. They move on. Negan comes back in 1 week to get half his shit. But he comes out, you're like, oh man, what are they going to do? They're going to kill Daryl? They should have, but they didn't because people love Daryl. Look at Glenn's face. He's like, I made it out. Yes, no comic book death. And then, bam, this freaking happens. Kind of crazy. Kind of like, damn, look at his face. It's pretty crazy, pretty graphic. And he had a way more graphic death than Abraham. But I just feel bad for Maggie. And she was just heartbroken the entire time. It was tough watching her at the end and just the whole time. It's just tough. She's dying. She's not feeling good. She's out this. Her husband just died. Everything. Just terrible to watch. Daryl is going to carry this with him the rest of his life. This is in the series, on the show, whatever. Did you see the joke was the vampire bat? That was his joke. The brains and the head on Lucille there swinging down. You see the eye still attached on the skull there part. Broke off like that. Pretty crazy. How are you guys friends? Now, on The Talking Dead, we'll talk about that at the end. Did you watch The Talking Dead? If you haven't, I highly recommend to watch this one. It's actually really worth your time to watch it if you didn't stay up. Negan wiping off the freaking axe on his shit. You're like, Negan's such a dick. They're putting guns to him. It's not over. What are they going to do? Because it was all about breaking Rick. Rick had to succumb to Negan, and he's like, you still keep looking at me like I pooped in you or whatever. It's pretty funny. His line, and Michonne tries to intervene, and I like that because Michonne's trying to help out to end this because Rick's kind of like not allowing Negan to break him. Like, he won't let it happen. He's pissed, but whatever. But comes down to Carl, and Carl was his weak spot on there too. So Carl's like, do it, man, for the good of the group. And you got to respect that about Carl. Chandler Riggs did a good job with it. But, it was a little much after a while with the axe and go get my axe and do this and break this and whatever. Did you notice anything in this picture too? It happens pretty quick. And look at the guy behind Rick right there. He's got a Polaroid camera, or whatever, and he takes a picture of Glenn. So Glenn is a Polaroid. He's going to be up on the wall. It was foreshadowing. The Walking Dead is all about foreshadowing. We talked about it in a way earlier video in Season 6, but foreshadowing. Did you see the comic book reference here? The image here, it's ta-ta, or ta-da, whatever it is, ta-ta, I'll be back, ta-ta. So, and there you go with that. Looks pretty good for the reference to the comic book. They did a lot. The image is Carl in the center instead of Glenn bashed in, but they did homage to the comic pretty well, I thought. This is where it got heartbreaking for me. to see Maggie. Maggie's like, get everybody, we're going to fight this. And Rick, being a broken down person now, Maggie steps up and said, look, this is what we're going to do, but she's got to tone it down so she doesn't do any hastily, doesn't pull a Daryl move on here too. And it's just a tough image of them just broken. Everyone in the group is just, geez, Maggie gets up and all she can think about is taking care of the body and Glenn. Rosita lost Abraham, the person she loved. It's a nice moment between her and Sasha, where they're going to get together now. This is going to bring them together because before, they hated each other because, Abraham left Rosita for Sasha. Maggie, I'm telling you, Maggie broke me down, man. I was on bridge of tears when she was breaking down and the group was there too, but Sasha's like, we're going to help you. They need help. You have to work together now. And that's what their image was at the end, saying that we're all together. We're still alive. We're not there. We're going to have to stick together to move on. And it was tough. And this was the image of what could have happened if they didn't have this. Did you see the Glenn and Maggie baby? Hopefully they still have the baby. Did you see Sasha was pregnant? Did you see everyone just having a good time in Alexandria? Did you watch The Talking Dead? It was good. Like I said, I recommend it for sure. They had a lot of the cast there except for Carl, probably in school, whatever, couldn't really be there for it. And if you look behind the pictures here, you see who else is there. Dwight's there and everybody else is there too. But it was pouring rain. It started off raining when Andrew Lincoln and Norman Reedus came out, and it got worse and worse and worse. And it's kind of hilarious to watch because there's no cover for it. Everyone's getting soaked. Everyone loves Daryl. Daryl's he can do no harm or whatever. So, I like Daryl. I'm not hating on Daryl, but he's to blame for Glenn, that's for sure. There's no way around it. If he doesn't do that, Glenn's still alive. Abraham's the only one. This is them too at the Talking Dead premiere. And there you go, guys. So, what do you think of the premiere? Thank you, guys, for everything. Like, share, subscribe to the channel to get more videos. Thank you, Abe and Glenn, Michael Cutlass, and Stephen Young. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching. And let us know what you think of the episode and post your comments below. And you guys are awesome. Thank you, guys.